Welcome back to my channel Whiteboard Learning. Dear student, already we have started this article number 14.2.4, that is improvements in the technology for using conventional sources of energy. And already I have completed the first part, that is the biomass. That is, I have told you the gobar gas plant. Now today I will show you the next part of this improvement in the technology, that is this one. So this wind energy is an example of conventional sources of energy. Okay, from ancient ages we are using this energy. At that time we have used this energy only for grinding the grains and pulling the water from the wells. But you know this chapter on the improvements of the technology, so we have improved the technology in such a way. Now we are using the wind energy mill to produce electricity. So this is the improvements in the technology. So dear student, we will now watch one video on that, one animation on that, and then we'll start reading this chapter. Now we will read the topic.
We saw in class 9 how unequal heating of the landmass and water bodies by solar radiation generates air movement and causes winds to blow. This kinetic energy of the wind can be used to do work. This energy was harnessed by windmills in the past to do mechanical work. For example, in a water lifting pump, the rotatory motion of windmill is utilized to lift water from a well. Today, wind energy is also used to generate electricity. A windmill essentially consists of a structure similar to a large electric fan that is erected at some height on a rigid support. Fig 14.5.
Okay, so this one is the figure, and the technology what we have improved for the case of a wind energy, that is generator, that is electrical generator. It follow the rule that is Fleming's right hand rule. You know, these blades are moving. This has one axle. This axle is placed inside a magnet, and when it is rotating, that is called the turbine is rotating inside a magnet, EMF is induced, electromagnetic force is induced, and finally these electromagnetic forces produces induced current. That is the generation of electricity through the wind energy. To generate electricity, the rotatory motions of the windmill is used to turn the turbine of the electric generator. The output of a single windmill is quite small and cannot be used for commercial purposes. So it is the output of the energy for a single windmill is very less. That's why we have to use the number of windmills are erected over a large area, which is known as the wind energy farm, or it is called wind energy hub. The energy output of each windmill in farm is coupled together to get electricity on a commercial scale. Now there is a note. Denmark is called the countries of winds. Countries of winds. More than 20% of their electricity needs are generated through a vast network of windmills. In terms of the total output, Germany is the leader, while India is ranked 5th. India is ranked 5th in the harnessing wind energy for productions of the electricity. It is estimated that nearly 45,000 megawatt of electricity power can be generated if India's wind potential is fully exploited. The largest wind energy farm has been established near Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu, and it generates 380 megawatt of electricity. Now this energy is renewable sources of energy, and this has some merits and demerits. So now let have a glance on the demerits and merits of this energy. So now wind energy. So now merits and demerits. Okay, now these are merits and demerits. Wind energy is an environment friendly and efficient sources of renewable sources of energy. This is the merit. It requires no recurring expenses for the production of electricity. Merits. But there are many limitations in the harnessing wind energy. Firstly, these are the demerits. Wind energy farms can be established only at those places. So this is the region specific. What are the demerits? So first demerits I can write here, that is, it is region specific. Region specific. Region specific. Okay. The wind speed should also be higher than 15 km per hour to maintain the required speed of the turbine. So there is also limitations for the wind speed. It requires, this is the demerits obviously, so requires minimum 15 km per hour wind speed. There should be some backup facilities like storage cells to take care of the energy needs during a period when there is no wind. Establishment of the wind energy farms requires large area of land. For a 1 megawatt generator, the farm needs about 2 hectares of land. This is also demerits. Large areas needed. And a single windmill will not sufficient for generation of electricity. A wind hub or the wind farm is needed, and that's why it requires more area. This is also a demerits. The initial cost of establishment of the farm is quite high. This is also demerits. Since the tower or blades are exposed to the vagaries of nature like rain, sun, storm and cyclone. So we cannot control rain, sun, storm and cyclone. So it is the hand of, like, that is called the vagaries. They need a high level of maintenance. So need maintenance. So what is the third number demerits? That is the high maintenance cost. High maintenance. And merits. What will be the merits? It will be renewable sources of energy. Renewable sources of energy. And same time it will be if it is 1, number 2 it will be environmental friendly, which is environmental friendly, and number 3, no recurring expenses are needed. And number 4, it will be the demerits, high installation cost. Okay, so up to this, student, read this chapter carefully and watch the video sincerely. If you have any problem, then comment it below, and if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe my channel.